emotion relief?
Yeah, I think so. We needed however we could to turn it round and get that one result that we said. We didn't particularly play well in the first half. It was a poor mistake that gave them a goal start. Then of course they got their lads sent off, so it's not always easy when a team goes 4-4-1. You've got to break it down, especially because we wasn't at our best in the first half. At half time we had a few home truths, and we threw the coaching book out the window, and I just wanted commitment. I threw Pelly up there, as you know, and thought we'd get some crosses in and try and pick up the bits. We ended up with a big team out there, and pleased to say one was a scramble that Billy got, and that was good, and one was a super header from Pelly that will grace any winning goal. Obviously they will feel a bit hard done by. I didn't even see the situation myself or what they was moaning about, but obviously they'll have their moans. But we needed that win. I needed that. The players needed it. The board needed it. The supporters needed it. So we did show. At least we showed commitment in the second half. And then once we got hold of the ball, we kept it. We looked a bit more like a football team, and that sort of demoralised them a little bit for the second half. And that was what I was most pleased with. That actually, when we had to, we kept it, and we kept it last 20 minutes quite comfortable.
And in fact, you could have arguably won it by more. There were some good saves by the goalkeeper later on.
Well, that save from Kobe, I defy anyone to see a better save, really. I mean, that was unbelievable, and it'd be nice if it had gone into Kobe, because he come on and he's kept his mind with us, and I thought he did well when he come on, as I thought Bart's also done well, and more. So it just gave us a little bit of fresh impetus and put them under a little bit of pressure at the back there. Because I didn't think our forward play was good enough on the day, but the boys know that.
And you did go very direct in that second half with the big lads up front, and it worked.
Well, we had to go direct to get a goal. We wasn't going to have 10 passes and end up with a tap-in, because that didn't look like it was happening. So I kept the big uns out there. I tried to get a little bit of width to get the balls in the box, and when we did that, it earned us a couple of goals. I think Billy's one even was a cross when that fell, that they didn't clear. I can't remember exactly how that went, but anyway, we got it in the box, took our chance, and then the second one was a super cross and a super goal.
Football's a funny game, isn't it? You get into runs and you can't understand why you go on a bad run, and then suddenly things change and potentially you can go on a good run.
Well, there's not many teams that ain't happened to this year. You want to look at Colchester's, Exeter's, Cambridge. It really is one of them leagues where if you're in credit after a win, you can go on and win the next couple, which I hope we can. We've got a bit of work to do, but we've got 10 days to do it, haven't we, before we have our next game. I was just pleased there with the again, I said to him, forget all the tactics at this moment in time, forget what we're trying to do, forget everything else, go out and be committed and show a desire to score a goal. I don't care who gets in there, we've got to go and show that desire to score a goal. And it's a little while since we scored 2 goals, and that was what I wanted today.
You talked a couple of times about commitment. Did you think the first half was short on commitment?
No, we're committed without showing that real desire to get in on the end of something, whether that's the final ball, whether it's the cross, whether it's the bravery in the box, whether it's just holding the ball up when we get in their penalty area. Things were coming off us and they were attacking us from that. So the boys are committed, and none of them are not committed, but it's that little bit more. If there's a stronger word than committed, it might be desire, that relentlessness to get that ball in the box and get on the end of it. That's what we needed today.
Gary, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does that have to be the turning point, that result, more than anything else?
Well, we're going to say that, aren't we, until we get beat next week. Words won't mean anything, but we'd like to think it can be. It puts us in a nicer position to get out of that relegation zone with the next win, and it sort of puts you a few places up the league, and then it's just nice. We know how many wins we're going to need. Everyone knows that you've got to get your 50 points first before you think of anything else, and that's 3 of them.
Bottom 9 of the division. Cheltenham are the only winners. That shows how quickly things can turn around. Is it the case that if you get another win, you're out of it, and then another win?
Yeah, it's always been like that.
The Barnet and the Wickham, and you could be clear of it.
But that's what they've done, isn't it? Exactly, those two. They've done that. Yeah, we can, but let's, we've won a game, but let's not start talking about the top half just yet. Let's get out of this the area that we're in, and we've got to work very, very hard to get another result and then another result. We've got to put a run of non-defeats together again. But it's nice to get a win. We haven't had that win. We've had 3 wins, now it's 4 sort of thing. But we haven't lost that many compared to most of the other teams because we've drawn a lot. But nice to get that 3 points.
When players were going down injured in the first half of them, and the man sent off, and you were still behind, were you thinking, "Oh no, here we go"? It's one of those days where everything goes wrong.
Well, I did say to the boys at half time, this is a dangerous game for you because they've had 2 injuries, they've had to change their team twice, they've got a lad sent off. You've got to win this game, otherwise the publicity for you is not going to be great, and people are not going to be happy, and that's why we needed to throw the coaching book out the window and show that relentlessness to score a goal.
You probably intimated before the game about how it's maybe the not so much last chance for a few, but time was running out for a few, and it was about time to perform and get the wins. Are you happy that they've delivered that now?
I don't think many of them have come out showing their best game at this level. I don't. So that was why we needed the commitment, because it wasn't necessarily our ability that won that day, it was our desire. But what it shows is when we went 2-1 up, all of a sudden we got ability. All of a sudden people are passing to each other. So confidence, and how inexperienced some of our lads are league-wise, and that affects them, and we got to drag them through it. And I tell them when I'm having a go at them, I'm not trying to drag them down, I'm trying to drag them up. And please, Billy could have easily come off, and we left him on because he's our top striker, and there he was again. He didn't have a great game like the others, but he got the goal that got us back in the game.
10 goals for a season now that the team have struggled in. If the team gets better in the second half of the season, he might get better, and he could be the 20-plus goal man that everybody wants at this level.
Let's hope so. You can have a word with him, will you? You've got to have him out there, because when he is on top, he's quick, he works hard, and he was. I was going to say Johnny on the spot, but he was Billy on the spot when he out today, and it was good. And he really. And what was the game the other day that he could have got the winner, Exeter, when he was in their same situation, and we talked to him about that, about being stronger and really going for it, showing that desire, and he done that today, and so that was good because he remembered that one against Exeter that he didn't get.
Finally, it's a bit of an atypical week this week with Christmas in it and so on. Have you thought about what you're doing in terms of training sessions with them all?
Yeah, we got a training schedule. I mean, you've got to be careful that they've all got families and that, and obviously we don't want them drinking or going over the top. At the same time, I want them enjoying themselves, but with the thought that we've got an important period of games coming up, and we're in the entertainment business, so we owe it to people over Christmas to entertain. 2 games at home, and we've got to try and do everything we can to get another couple of results.
Are you going to be a bit calmer over your turkey now and afford yourself a glass of red wine and a bit of a more relaxed?
Yeah, it won't get stuck in my throat now anyway.
Cheers, Gary.
No problem.